size of that one. Well, you're a keeper, you are. For those in America, this is the equivalent to your black widow. We call them redbacks. Not really scared of them. They're just part and parcel of the Australian landscape. Highly venomous spider. They will fuck you up if you get stung, bitten by them. Use a trip to the hospital to get some anti-venom. Not aggressive spider though. Not like a wolf spider where they'll come and attack you. This one's dead. And prickles. Just found this guy. Girl, I should say. It's most likely a girl, being spider. But yeah, just found this one on the outside frame of a nuke. The bees weren't working. They started to. This fella moved in, and yeah, they've been sharing. It's a pretty angry little spider, actually. Pretty defensive. Been making meals out of the bees. Tried to grab one then. Felt the web. Might get some cool action here actually. This is the cutout we did last week. I'm just going to go through and see what they've done. Just moved it here yesterday afternoon, sorry, yesterday morning, and left it in place at where I got them from, just for a week, so they've stitched the comb onto the frames so it travels better. And yeah, we'll have a quick look. Festooning, starting to draw comb. That's what they call festooning, when all the bees cling together. And you might see some of them, I'll try and have a close up for you, but you might see some of them with little platelets of wax on their abdomen. Wax is just like a bee fat, solidified bee fat, so the bees will consume a large amount of nectar or resources and sit there and do nothing but produce wax platelets. And then they ball them up and pass them along to stitch them together to make the comb. There you are. One thing I like to do with these foundationless frames is, right there you see where the inserts go in, just get some old burr comb and or you know, old wax out of the top of the box or in between the frames, and you smush it into the line and then get your hive knife and carve it off, so it just leaves that thin line of wax there, and it makes them draw out from the centre. Otherwise sometimes they draw on the edge of the comb, and they'll put two combs in on one frame. So just a little tip for the newbies there. Second frame in, we've got some brand new wax. That's brand new comb, it's got a bit of weight to it actually, must be some bees on the other side. Yeah. So that's some nice solid. One thing you do want to do is not lean the frames over with the new wax on them. The wax will just fall out. It's very, very soft. You can turn them sideways, that's fine, it'll hold. But don't hold them flat. You can actually see on there where they've started in the centre and got the typical love heart shape that the bees start with, but they're going on a slight angle, they're not actually following it because there's no wax in the centre line. Third frame in, another blank, a lot of brand new comb. Must be a lot of young bees on here. And they've kept the typical wave. When I cut the combs out, they had a wave in it, and they've followed the wave in with this comb. So what we'll do is we'll just take a finger and flatten that wave out. You don't have to do much, it just makes the bees reorient the comb. We'll change these out later. She's laid all this already, so she's a good queen. Yep, she's laid both sides already. I'll try and zoom in a little bit for you. You can't see shit with the veil on at the moment. And the sun's behind me looking into the screen of the phone. With some fancy editing techniques I may be able to find you some shots. Now the cells run downwards, so that's probably a better view. There's a bit of nectar in here along the top edge. That's frame 3. We'll go to frame 4, which is comb out of the hive itself. And I've built a nice new piece on the end there, just there. We'll take the rubber bands off for them. They'll chew through them eventually. But just give these bees a bit of a shake off. Now this colony is one of the calmest colonies I've come across in a long time. And even my assistant, my mate Pete, he comes along on a lot of these to help me because I can't lift anything. I've got a busted neck. But, Pete usually comes along and does the heavy stuff for me. And I've got a drone trap there, I'll show you that. See, he's behind the rubber band. I don't know, I can't see what I'm doing here, I'm just guessing. He's behind the rubber band there, stuck under the rubber band, that's why you got to remove them. You can see the bees have actually chewed a lot of it, they haven't quite got through it yet. You can do this with wide frames. You just score one side of the comb with your hive knife as you put it in there, and you line it up with the wires. You can also wriggle it on there, just squeeze it on and damage the comb a bit. The bees will repair it. Try and get some of these waves out of it. There we go. That's frame 4. Frame 5, they've actually stitched together with the frame next to it. So we'll just damage that. You'll see it on the next one as well. There we go. And I've filled that corner in. And what I was saying earlier about double combing. Oh, there we go. So they were a prime example right there, they were double combing. They attach it to the very edge or outside of the frame. And have a gap in the centre, you don't want that. So just get them bees off of that bit of comb. Push it into the middle. Got a nice bit of new wax. And we'll just smush a bit into the centre there. And the other piece I will actually reattach. With the rubber band technique again. You could just sit it in there and the bees will feel it that it's loose and they'll will stick it to the side and do whatever they got to do. Don't even need a rubber band for that one. As soon as the bees get on it and they feel it's loose, they'll stick it together. Get that wave in it. Just break the comb, doesn't matter. Rubber bands off and back in the box. These bees are so calm. There we are. Stick it back in there. Frame 6. Another comb from the colony, original colony, out of the wall. A quick look for a queen. We'll try and find her and show it to you. But she's definitely in here because she's laying on the new comb they've built. And there's that little bit of comb there where they've crossed over. We'll just delete that and squish it into the line. Sorry about my head in the way. Nice Coney Island bee. The Italians, you'll notice when you see Italians compared to Coney Island or Coney Island hybrids, but the Italians are much yellower, like almost a fluoro yellow. And outside frame's loose, but it's stuck to the bottom. So, yeah, bees. Yeah. We'll just knock them off and show you the frame. Yeah, and she has laid all of that as well. Nearly every cell on this side's been laid up. That's why they're covered in bees, because they're tending to it, tending to the young brood. A few dead ones in there that couldn't get out from under the rubber bands, and they've been opened by the workers and getting ready to remove them. Well, that's frame 6. Moving on to frame 7. We've actually started cross combing onto 8 there. Got another one. I dare say that'll be all full of brood just by the amount of bees on it. I find it really hard to find the queens on these type of combs. They could be anywhere. So I don't bother looking. As long as I see the proof of her being in there, that's enough for me. There's another video you'll see where I just take random pieces of, well, you might see, I don't know, cut short. I had the phone out or the iPad out in the sun and it got too hot, turned itself off. But that's what happens when you do things on a budget and you can't afford the good stuff. It'd be nice to have good cameras and mics and everything, but I don't. dirty frame. Right though. Stick that one back in the centre. Take it from the outside and put them in the middle. And we'll put that outside frame in the centre as well. Just take that bit of comb, stiff it along the centre, stick it along the centre. You can get it quite malleable in your fingers. Make a little sausage and then just feed it in. Doesn't have to be pretty, just makes them start working on it. Keeps them in the centre where you want them. Not double combing on a frame. Right. Put it all back together, and actually I might clean the bottom board first because these guys will be dirty from all the shit out of the vacuum. And we're on to the outside frame, which has been cross-combed to the wall a little. We'll break that off. I only attached it in a few spaces, this one. It's not attached to the top, it's attached to the bottom though. Lucky. That was lucky. Well, it's in my hand now, I may as well show you. It's all the debris. A big wax moth there. Where'd you go? There he is. The bee's got him. He's gone. He's dead now. So you can see all the debris. That's wax box central right there. Look, another one. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's chock a block full of wax moth. This is where you've got to keep your bottom boards clean. They just get in there and cocoon like no tomorrow. Look at them. Got a beetle there. It's a small hive beetle. Look at that. Maggots. Another beetle. That's your small hive beetle right there. This is what happens when you bring home colonies from rescues, swarms, all that sort of thing. They can be loaded with pests. Now squeezing any little gap. Those hive beetles will lay in the cracks and crevices where the bees can't corral them. And this fucking turtle, once he's on his back, he's fucked. Might just leave it out in the sun for 5 minutes and let them beetles cook. Some still wriggling, don't like the sun. That'll wreck them. So if you ever do cutouts, things like that, make sure you come back regularly to clean them and to make sure that you haven't got pest problems coming in with them, whether it be wax, moth, hive, beetle, varroa for you Americans. We don't have varroa in Australia, for those who don't know. Not yet anyway. I believe there's been a couple incidents of varroa jacobsini, but no varroa destructor. So far we have a pretty good biosecurity thing in the ports. They have sentinel hives to check for these problems, and they're checked regularly, like very regularly. So anything swarming into them will be found and destroyed. So that's spiders, I believe. Focus you. Have a look.
How hard is it on the side? Yeah, that is a spider.
Soft, so
yeah.
Spiders.
Oh,
We'll
I don't
pop it
know
up and
about
look. Hang on. That's a big spider. Look at that beauty.
Yeah.
Gentle, gentle.
Yeah, she's... Sorry about that. I've just actually wrecked your home.
Yeah, you've killed her.
Yeah,
She hasn't got any... Oh, she's nearly colouring up though. She's alive. She's alive. She's moving.
Yeah, but she's laid eggs in there. Yeah. I'll move you somewhere.
Stick it back in the tree. Drop her in one of the bottoms of the leaves. She might survive.
I doubt it. Oh, let's see if we can stick you
Somewhere in here. Stick it in, wedge it in there.
There we go.
She's got like thousands of eggs in there with her.
Yeah. Well, usually I didn't think they were inside. Most of them are on the outside looking after the young, not in the cocoon.
I'll just try and close
She'll fix that up.
Yeah, I'll just try and close the door for her though.
Yeah, she'll come out and stick that on again.
Web it up. If she's got enough energy left, she just laid a fucking million eggs.
Yeah, I know. No, it's alright, she's going to die.
Don't expire, no, but
So she's going to die anyway.
so she might be good at keeping those moths out of your eucalypts, though.
Yeah.
Because
That's Karma. She ate the male.
So we're here today with Mr. Sherlock and checking out his arboretum. He's weeding his too. He's cleaning his up. He's got 100 odd trees here at the moment. Going to get a few more.
Because you know we.
Here's some cool varieties. I'll come on the sun side for her. Get a good look at them. Some of the different varieties we get here in Australia. Some trippy plants.
They don't look that good because they've not got flowers on them.
Yeah, eucalypts.
Yeah. Will soon.
They do flower, yeah.
Next year, I reckon it's will flower.
Yellow flowering gums and all sorts he's got here. They look good. Just put a few new rows in. Eucalyptus torcata. That's your coral gum. Hakea francisciana, the bottle brush. He's also got a yate. You see the shape of the leaf when they're juvenile, they're ovaloid or whatever you want to call it, and as they get bigger the juvenile leaves change to a narrower leaf, looking more like a actual gum tree. And another coral gum, by the look at that. Torcata. It's got a beautiful flower on it. If you get a chance, look it up. You might take an interest in planting some of these trees yourself. Hakea. That's Hakea lorena, the pincushion Hakea. He's actually got an older specimen further along. The Eucalyptus sideroxylon.